Welcome back, United fans. Big news from Old Trafford today. Jadon Sancho rejects 2 offers. Donnarumma's one-matter contract claim gets shut down. And huge updates on our goalkeeper situation. If you love staying ahead with all the latest Manchester United transfer news, make sure you hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe with the bell so you never miss a Red Devils update. Jadon Sancho rejects 2 offers to leave Man Utd as transfer deadline fast approaches. Jadon Sancho has been nowhere near Manchester United first team as the club looked to offload the winger, but no move away from Old Trafford has materialized at the time of writing. Manchester United winger Jadon Sancho remains among the players expected to leave Old Trafford this summer. However, offloading the winger is proving tougher than expected, though, with Sancho understood to have rejected a pair of potential exits. Sancho remains among United's highest earners and is reluctant to take a big hit on his wages. Frustratingly for United, the clubs most interested in a move are not high on the winger's own list of preferences. Roma and Besiktas are the clubs to express an interest. The latter are managed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who brought Sancho to Old Trafford back in 2021 but got the sack a few short months after that. According to reports on the continent, Sancho doesn't want to move to the Turkish Super League at this stage of his career. He is also believed to have told Roma he doesn't want to join them in this window. Part of the issue with Roma, it has been claimed, is the club's reluctance to match Sancho's $250,000 wages. However, he is also said to be unconvinced by the prospect of a move to Italy. Sancho spent last season on loan at Chelsea, who had an obligation to sign the winger if they finished high enough in the league. They were able to pay United $5 million to escape that obligation, though, and the former Borussia Dortmund star is now back at Old Trafford. He was left out of the matchday squad for the Premier League opener at Arsenal and has not been assigned a squad number for the 2025-26 season. The number 25 shirt, which he wore for his last United appearance in the 2024 Community Shield, now belongs to Manuel Ugarte. Sancho isn't the only United fringe player being linked with a move away. Antony, Alejandro Garnacho, and Tyrell Malacia have also been sidelined by head coach Ruben Amorim, while Rasmus Højlund was left out on Sunday despite featuring in preseason. "It is our player. We have to make choices," Amorim said when asked about Højlund. "We have players that have to stay helping the team from the outside. AC Milan looks like the most likely destination for the Dane, who is no longer first choice, after the arrival of Benjamin Sesko. Højlund is a good option for us," Milan sporting director Igli Tare told Sport Media Set over the weekend. "We're evaluating him these days, but the transfer market is unpredictable. We know we have to intervene in that position and that they must be players who can give something extra to this group." Man Utd target Gianluigi Donnarumma's controversial one-minute contract demand, rubbished by club Gianluigi. Donnarumma looks sure to depart PSG this summer, with both Manchester United and Manchester City interested, and the Italian's transfer activity has caused a stir in the past. Manchester United and Manchester City look set to do battle in the transfer market for one-away PSG goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. The Italian has confirmed he is sure to leave the French capital this summer, having been frozen out. Donnarumma played a starring role for Les Parisiens as they won the Champions League last season, but after the arrival of French international Lucas Chevalier, his days in Paris seem numbered. Both the red and sky-blue halves of Manchester are now supposedly interested. Ruben Amorim's side are in need of a quality shot stopper, with Altay Bayindir's flaws exposed in their 1-0 loss to Arsenal and Andre Onana making multiple mistakes last term. City, on the other hand, seem to have found their number 1 for the future this summer in the form of James Trafford. But with Ederson set to leave, having been linked with Turkish side Galatasaray, Pep Guardiola remains interested in bringing in the 26-year-old Italian. Where Donnarumma will end up is unknown, but he has been involved in controversial transfer negotiations before, namely in 2017 when he re-signed with boyhood AC Milan, and rumors of a clause involving his brother arose. In 2017, a still teenage, Donnarumma had become AC Milan's starting goalkeeper and was considered one of the most promising shot stoppers in Europe. With his contract up, he seemed destined to go elsewhere, with the likes of Juventus and Real Madrid waiting in the wings, but a drastic U-turn occurred. Although the player's agent, the late Mino Raiola, declared he would not re-sign at the San Siro, Donnarumma put pen to paper on a new deal until 2021, with some alleged interesting clauses insisted upon. It was reported at the time that as part of this new deal, Donnarumma's brother, Antonio, 27, who was also a goalkeeper playing for Asteras, Tripolis, would have to be signed by I Rossoneri. This one-diameter transfer was completed just one day after the younger brother had penned his new contract. Antonio was paid roughly $850,000 annually, 6 times less than his younger sibling. However, AC Milan's sporting director, Massimiliano Mirabelli, made headlines for rubbishing the existence of any clause in Donnarumma's new contract. The first thing we had to do was to renew Gigio's contract. But I immediately had the idea of bringing in his brother Antonio, too, he admitted in 2017. The technical evaluation comes first, and I think Antonio can be a 12th man for Milan. He is not a postage parcel, like someone said. I'm sorry for him, if certain things have been written. Vincenzo Montella, former AC Milan manager, also endorsed this signing. I know him well, and I wanted to bring the family back together. I'm proud to present the Donnarumma pair. Antonio, who had played for AC Milan in his youth before moving on to Genoa, outraged some fans with his arrival. However, he released a kind-hearted message 8 years ago after he made a move that was subject to contrasting reports and remains somewhat of a mystery. I will be in the dressing room with my brother, which makes me very happy. It is a beautiful thing to be back at Milan, admitted Antonio, who currently plays for Serie C side Salernitana. After his deal expired, Donnarumma left for PSG in 2021, and now looks set for a new chapter. His brother, Antonio, also departed Milan 4 years ago, moving to Padova shortly after his sibling's exit, and ended up with his current outfit by way of Torino. Manchester United's stance on signing new goalkeeper revealed after Andre Onana acts. Manchester United are unlikely to sign a new goalkeeper this summer, TalkSport understands. There were suggestions they could dip into the transfer market for a new keeper after Altay Bayindir's shaky performance against Arsenal on Sunday. The Red Devils' stopper was at fault for the Gunners' winning goal at Old Trafford. Bayindir was caught under the ball from a corner before inadvertently palming it onto the head of goalscorer Riccardo Calafiori. The Turkey international had been named in the starting lineup ahead of first-choice Andre Onana. Meanwhile, 39-year-old Tom Heaton was included amongst the substitutes. Ruben Amorim confirmed prior to the match that Onana was fit to play after recovering from a hamstring injury. The United boss explained, "We try to choose the best players for each game, so next week is a different life. This week, we chose these players. No, he is not injured. He's recovered, but the other guys did so well during preseason, so I need to balance that." Onana suffered the injury at the start of preseason and missed the entirety of United's friendly schedule. His last appearance for the club came in their postseason clash against the ASEAN All-Stars in May. He could return to action away to Fulham on Sunday prior to the Red Devils' trip to face Grimsby Town in the Carabao Cup on August 27th. Meanwhile, Amorim was asked about his selection choice after the match. During his press conference, a reporter questioned whether he should have started Heaton instead of Bayindir. In response, a stunned Amorim simply said, "Why?" before adding that he was happy with the 3 goalkeepers. United have been linked with several goalkeeper targets so far this summer. TalkSport previously reported that the club were stepping up their interest in Antwerp's Sen Lammens. The Dow's 23-year-old Belgian kept 10 clean sheets in 44 appearances last season. Amorim has also been urged not to re-sign former keeper David De Gea, who now plays for Fiorentina. Tony Cascarino told TalkSport, "I can't see that. I just can't see that story. It may be true, but I just don't think Manchester United would want to go back there. I think the club and where they are, the stature of the club, that it feels like they're going back in time to a goalkeeper that's been there. I think it would cause a lot of problems for Onana being at the club as well. Any new goalkeeper you might not like, but especially the guy that you were brought in to replace. That feels like a lot of baggage there." The 34-year-old made 5 appearances for United during 12 years at Old Trafford. During that time, he won 8 trophies including a Premier League title and the Europa League.